The topic on solutions. In the solutions topic, we shall consider this last part, that is Van't Hoff factor. Van't Hoff factor. When we consider a solute which is non-volatile as well as a non-electrolyte, which does not undergo association or dissociation in the solvent, we consider such a solution and consider the colligative properties. Now if you consider a solute which undergoes either dissociation or association, say for example, if you consider the solute like sodium chloride, we know that when it is dissolved in aqueous solution, it will undergo dissociation to give rise to Na plus and Cl minus. Similarly, when we consider this barium chloride, it dissociates to give barium 2 plus 2 Cl minus. Similarly, some of the salts undergo dissociation in reversible manner. There will be an equilibrium between the unionized and ionized part of the salt. So in such cases, the number of particles will not be exactly same what we have taken. The number of particles will increase if the substance undergoes dissociation. Now if you consider this acetic acid, CS3COOH, when you dissolve in a solvent like benzene, when it will undergo association to form the dimers, CS3COOH 2 times. When it undergoes association to form the dimer, trimer, etc., then automatically the number of particles will be less available for the colligative property. So in these two cases, which undergo dissociation or association, the Van't Hoff explained the factor that is called as the Van't Hoff factor. So this Van't Hoff factor is indicated with the symbol I. This is explained in the form of an equation, that is actual number of particles. Actual number of particles. Here he considered the particles. Particles means maybe ions or associated molecules, including the unassociated or undissociated molecules. So it is actual number of particles in solution after association or dissociation divided by the number of particles taken. So this is one method to express the Van't Hoff factor. In the case of dissociation, there will be increase in the number of particles. In case of the association, there will be decrease in the number of particles as compared to the number of particles taken. Depending on the number of particles, the colligative property varies. Therefore, it can also be written as I is equal to actual or observed colligative property divided by theoretical colligative property. Theoretical colligative property means if the substance does not undergo association or dissociation, it is theoretical colligative property. Suppose you have taken 1 mole. For 1 mole, what is the number of the decrease in the vapor pressure or the relative lowering of vapor pressure, increase in the boiling point, decrease in the freezing point, or osmotic pressure? That is actually called as the theoretical colligative property. But we know that colligative property is inversely related to molecular mass. Therefore, this can also be written in terms of molecular mass as the theoretical molecular mass. This theoretical molecular mass is actually calculated from formula. If you know the formula, you can calculate the molecular mass divided by experimental molecular mass. Experimental, this can also be written as observed molecular mass. Say for example, you are taking this sodium chloride. Since sodium chloride is a strong electrolyte, if I start with 1 mole, it completely dissociates to give rise to 2 particles. The concentration of this Na plus is 1 molar and this sodium chloride ion is also 1 molar. Therefore, the actual number of particles will be 2 moles. The number of particles taken is 1 mole. Therefore, for sodium chloride, it is Van 't Hoff factor is equal to 2. For this one, we write I is equal to 2. If barium chloride also is considered as a strong electrolyte, if you start with 1 mole, it completely dissociates to give rise to 1 mole of barium ion and 2 moles of chloride ion. So the Van 't Hoff factor will be 3 for this one. So the actual colligative property will be 2 times as compared to the theoretical colligative property. So Van 't Hoff factor for that one will be 2. Sodium chloride. For barium chloride it is 3. When you come to this molecular mass, theoretical molecular mass for the sodium chloride is actually 58.5. But if you determine experimentally, it is observed that it comes out to be half of that. Say for example, in case of the sodium chloride it is 23 plus 35.5, it is 58.5. But actually when you use colligative property method to determine the molecular mass, it comes out to be 29.5. 58.5 divided by 29.25. Again the ratio is 2. So for the electrolyte undergoing dissociation, the Van 't Hoff factor will always be greater than 1. Or in other words we can say, if I is greater than 1, then the solute will undergo dissociation. Solute will undergo dissociation. In the same way we can say, if I is less than 1, the solute will undergo association. Now let me take one example for this association, that is acetic acid when it dissolved in the benzene as a solvent. Assume that we start with 1 mole of this acetic acid. Assume that all molecules undergo association to form the dimers. 100% degree of association. Then the actual number of particles produced will be only 0.5 mole. 1 mole of acetic acid, actually due to association the number of molecules will decrease. Number of particles will decrease. That's why it will be only 0.5 mole of acetic acid that is produced. Then in such a case, the Van 't Hoff factor will be actual number of particles is 0.5 mole. Number of particles taken is 1 mole. 0.5 by 1. It is 0.5. Actual or observed colligative property. Experimentally determined colligative property. Because of the decrease in the number of moles, colligative property will be less. That's why comparing to theoretical colligative property, this I will be less than 1. Now when you come to the molecular mass, theoretical molecular mass for acetic acid, if you calculate, it is actually 2 carbon atoms 24 plus 4 hydrogen atoms 4 plus 2 oxygen atoms, it is 32. 28 plus 32, it is 60. But actually experimentally if you determine the molecular mass, because of the association to form the dimers, the molecular mass, each dimer will behave as a single unit or single entity. That's why the molecular mass comes out to be 120. Again the Van 't Hoff factor will be 0.5. So this is about the Van 't Hoff factor. He introduced to explain the colligative property of a solute which does not remain normal in the solution. It may undergo association or dissociation. If it is a dissociation, Van 't Hoff factor will be more than 1. If the Van 't Hoff factor is less than 1, the solute will undergo association. Finally, we can say I will be equal to 1 if no dissociation or association. It will remain normal in that case. Now he introduced this Van 't Hoff factor to calculate the actual colligative property by using these calculations. So we know this relative lowering of vapor pressure. It is given as P naught minus P divided by P naught. This is equal to mole fraction of the solute Chi2. If the solute undergoes dissociation or association, we have to include I. That is, in other words, we can write this as, for the relative lowering of vapor pressure, delta P by P naught is equal to I into Chi2 is actually number of moles of the solute divided by I N2 plus N1, where N1 is number of moles of the solvent. So delta P or P naught minus P by P naught, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to I times N2 divided by I times N2 plus N1. Similarly, we can write delta TB, elevation in boiling point, is equal to I into Kb into molality of the solution. Similarly, delta Tf, the depression in freezing point, is equal to I into Kf into molality of the solution. The osmotic pressure pi is equal to, it is normally C2RT or CRT. Therefore, we can write this as ICRT. Here I stands for the Bandt factor, which can be calculated either by using first equation, that is actual number of particles by the number of particles taken after dissociation or association. Actual colligative property divided by theoretical colligative property. Theoretical molecular mass divided by experimental molecular mass. It is because the molecular mass and colligative property are inversely related. So in all the previous explanations, we have seen that colligative property and molecular mass are inversely related. So these are the various equations that we can use after introducing the Bandt factor. Okay. So how to derive the expression if the molecules undergo dissociation or association, we shall take up in the next video.